Hello, my name is Kory Campbell. I am 28 years old. I am originally from southern Idaho, but I have been a military dependent for most of my life and have traveled the world. I'm currently in El Paso, Texas, and I've been here for a total of, I want to say 4.5, almost 5 years. I model and I act, and I have graduated in 2011. I have some college, working on going back. We're looking for a psychology degree. I haven't really been a big part of the community, but I do enjoy to go out. I help where I can. Every time I'm doing photo shoots or a friend takes me to a photo shoot, I normally stay and help the photographer clean up, or just whatever event venue I stay to help clean up. I am a CTO, which is the Chief Technical Officer for a military housing pet sitting company. So I've been doing that for almost a year now. And I think that might be most of the stuff about me. I just enjoy a little bit of everything. What actually made me pursue modeling was pure coincidence. Apparently I filled something out in high school. I got a little flyer at home. I was 16 years old, and got invited to go to a modeling event. I was like, okay, why not? So I went. It was a whole venue for a company called Barbizon Modeling. What it was, they were giving a presentation, and then you would talk to an agent, and if they liked you, they would give you a call back within like the next morning or that week. They ended up actually calling me first thing in the morning, and that put me into modeling school for 6 months. And my parents at the time were like, okay, it's this or a driver's license. And I told them this mainly because I was like, why not? And my favorite movie was Zoolander. I became involved with Fly Events Promotion about 4 years ago. I had just gotten back to El Paso, and I got invited to a pool party they were hosting. And it was also their modeling practice at the time. So I'm just there hanging out with friends, watching them practice and rehearse for their up and coming show. They asked if I knew how to walk or if I've ever modeled before. And I said I have before, and they asked me to do a walk for them. And so I did. And after that, the first thing was, hey, do you want to be in our fashion show this weekend? And that was 4 years ago, and actually what started me modeling in El Paso. What type of modeling do I prefer? Oh, that's actually a tough one. I'm a very out of the box kind of person. I like everything. So as of right now, I don't think there's one specific style of modeling I prefer. I want to try it all, be a jack of all trades, plus show off the versatility that people can do, especially when it comes to modeling. If you're open to it, if you're not shy, just every style of modeling, just show it all off. Ooh, some accomplishments or experiences. Honestly, I'd have to say my very first fashion show. Fresh out of the school, I went to 4 auditions, and 2 of them were for girls only. The first one was a 4-part audition, and I got to the 4th part, and then they said no. But then the last audition was, they weren't sure if they were taking guys yet, and I was getting ready to leave. They called us back and said they're doing guys and girls now, and they ended up choosing me to be the first guy model for that show. And it was with Redken hair products, and it was 16 years old, and I was a primary model for this big company, and I was like, whoa, what? So that's one of my favorite experiences with it. I have met quite a large community of people, friendly, professional, made a lot of friends that way. I've met some models from around the world. I've met some designers from around the world. And that right there is just an experience in itself. Some experiences I've had with it is just, you really see a different side of just you it, what's the word? You don't realize how hard modeling actually is until you're into it. Other than that, you just look at it, you're like, oh, hey, they're just walking. It's not that difficult. But being around it for so long now, the experience from just understanding what the whole process actually takes to do a proper show, to be professional, to just anything from big shows to small shows, it's always different and always just either a chaotic experience or a fun experience. Honestly, it's like some of the myths that I want to dispel about it are never let it discourage you. Like, everyone always thinks you have to change everything about yourself when you get told no, but you're going to be getting a lot more no's than you will yeses. But don't change yourself because they said no at this time because you're a brunette and you went for a summer fashion show. Well, summer is primarily those big bright colors and you're more of a winter. And a lot of times those people who get told no will go and change their entire look and then try out for the winter show, but then they're not wanted for that show either. So just when you're told no, don't think it's about you. It's just they're looking for a certain style. You got to keep your head up, and it is a little bit harder than it looks. The self-esteem is there. You can be any shape, size, hair color, anything. Everybody can actually model. There's an industry for everyone and everything. I don't necessarily have a favorite model. I don't know if she's known internationally. She was one of the first models I ever modeled with, and I don't know her last name off the top of my head, but it was based out of Chicago. She had been modeling her entire life. I know she was known like in the United States with some stuff, but I don't necessarily like how well known she is. What was her name? Her name is Barbie. I think it's Barbie Rogers. So she's one of the big professional ones I have met. Other than that, I can't think of any actual model that's a favorite. I've enjoyed every single one of them. Favorite photographer. I've worked with quite a few. Like I said, I've traveled around the country. I've been overseas. There isn't necessarily a favorite one. There is ones I may necessarily choose for like certain styles because that is their specific area of expertise, or I know they can shoot this style or idea better than others. But every single one I have worked with has been beyond phenomenal in their work. I have yet to be disappointed in any of them. I look forward to meeting more, and the ones I already know, I can definitely recommend going with them, and just I know it would be a great photography session, or their work is that phenomenal. Favorite designer? I do not. Off the top of my head, I think I've only met around a couple designers that are local. I've never met a well-known one, to my knowledge. I wear every style, so if they want me to wear their clothes, I am more than happy to. Until I meet like proper designers or somebody that's not local, I might be able to put it all together and maybe choose one day. But at the time, the only ones I've met, I enjoy all of them, but I can't necessarily say one of them is a favorite. Any challenges or changes in the industry? If anything, I would say be a little more open and creative. At least here in El Paso. Worldwide, you're going to see it all, so you know they have that creativity and those ideas, and they're showing off those different styles. But when it comes to locally, I think some people are just too shy or scared to try outside of the box ideas or unorthodox ideas, I guess is the best way to put that. The one thing about modeling is it's supposed to get you out of your comfort zone and give you that confidence. And so if you're not up for seeing those creative sides, show off the actual artistic side of the modeling world, and instead just seeing the same shoot, the same style all the time, it does get a little boring and monotonous. But it's not something I would say that you should be, what's the word? Not unwilling to try, just change it up a little bit. So that way everybody can enjoy the entirety of the modeling art. Other areas of the modeling that I would want to try or explore is go into more of the acting, do the commercials, do magazine ads, show off the actual acting side that people don't see that models actually do. They're gonna see us and they're just like, oh, they're just doing a simple photo shoot. They just have to stand there and look pretty, but we have to be in the moment. We have to change our facials to show off different emotions. And so I want to pursue an acting career as well. Like a proper, maybe one day be in a movie or be in a TV series and try that out, or just be an extra in things. So that way, getting myself known for doing different styles of modeling, different outfits of modeling, just every criteria that's listed as modeling and or acting. Honestly, the advice I would give is always keep your head held high. I said earlier, you're going to get more no's than you will yeses, and that will discourage you. That's going to make you feel terrible, but you can't let it. You yourself, like, if you have that desire, then pursue it. There is always somebody out there who's going to want to use you for a photo shoot or for a commercial, just anything along those lines. And everybody can actually do it. Everybody has that opportunity, but if you let it discourage you and think, oh, I'm not good enough for this, or I'm not pretty enough for this, you definitely are. Like, everyone is. What does the future of modeling look like for me in 10 years? Honestly, that depends on how life goes at the moment. If I can get to a different area, El Paso is a great area. It does have a lot of opportunity here, but for how long I've been doing this, I want to go to more of a bigger area, say like Chicago, New York, or LA, possibly Miami, because those areas have a more broader range when it comes to this, and it's more of a professional area. And so in 10 years, I hope to be in at least one of those locations, depending on what type of modeling I'm looking for. If I go to LA, it'd be more of a acting and modeling career. Chicago was more of a modeling, and New York is a high fashion area. So me personally, I would like to go to LA so I can pursue the acting as well. So hopefully in those 10 years, I can get to that point in my life and be able to pursue that. What I hope attendees will get from attending the Fly Fashion Week show is they get to see that experience of how there's every type of model there. They get to experience all of the different boutiques that the models will be showing off. They're going to see the different talent. I want them to have a great time. That's the best thing, is every time you go to any of these shows or just any kind of event, have fun and just experience that world of, I guess, fashion. So that way they can just feel the whole vibe is, wow, I'm at a fashion show that with professionals, there's everybody, there's so much talent and so many different designers, and that way they might be able to go buy their outfits from those designers or work with the different models if some of the attendees are either agents or other boutiques that weren't a part of the show. They're going to see which models were in the show and they can use them. So I hope they just experience the full modeling world per se. Personally speaking, the one place in El Paso I think everybody should visit from my experience, if you want to go to the restaurant, I would always recommend the German pub. because I love German food. And if you've never experienced German food or German beer, that is a very good place locally that will give you that your German experience, I guess is the best way to put that. It all depends on what you're looking for in the area. So there's great food at some places. But one place I'd say to visit, like on top of all of that, is just downtown, honestly. See the different shops, find the mom and pop shops, experience how one of my favorite things is downtown is like you have a different section of each part of downtown, and each one gives you a different feel or a different vibe than the other section. And I've always actually enjoyed that about El Paso. What's on my music playlist? I actually listen to every genre you can think of. Anywhere from old school medieval to hardcore death metal and everything in between. So you have your techno, your EDM, your pop punk, your 80s, your rock, your metal, you name it, I listen to it. I would definitely say, like, for a lot of people, reach out with the male models. Use the different experience. I've met quite a few male models, and I've heard the same thing multiple times, is it's always different for us because most photographers want to work with women, or the men are shy and they don't know how to do a shoot like with this style. But there is some guys out there that will be more than happy to try different stuff. I don't think the male models are advertised enough in the area. So I would definitely say if you do know some, or if you've ever met any, or you run into one, give it a shot, see where you can go with that, make creative ideas together. So that way you can use every part of modeling in El Paso, use the girls, use the men, show the different sides of all of it. A fly quote to get us through the rest of this year and the years to come: always be you, always be strong, and always stay beautiful.